Her video shoot just recently got shot up.
Saw that.
You know, she owned up that catching an STD and men still be trying to snatch.
Mm-hmm. I saw that in the corner of her lip over there.
Yeah, she owned up to having an STD.
So she got herpes
too. Dude still be wanting to smash.
It's everybody got herpes.
Hey man, that's all.
Niggas, I know, right? You don't know, you never know these niggas down here.
Dude, right in front of you.
I know it, but you would never know.
They could be right next to you. And this nigga,
and you won't know.
For years, baby.
Let's talk about chaos, drama, and stories that are too wild to be made up. Right now, Sexyy Red's name is everywhere for one reason. She's at the center of a storm that has the internet talking, crying. Multiple sources are now saying she's been diagnosed with a serious STI. One so intense, it supposedly landed her straight in the hospital. Online whispers say it's more shocking than the memes could ever predict. And this time, she's pointing the blame at somebody with a lot to lose. Booy bad. Where did the story start? How did it explode so fast? Things only get more complicated the deeper you go. But before we wade into a mess of accusations, let's rewind. Sexyy Red has always set the internet on fire with her jaw-dropping honesty. From interviews to tweets, she's never been shy about her views on playing it raw. More than once, she doubled down on camera about not trusting condoms, saying they smell fishy and ruin the vibe. It wouldn't matter if it was a quick joke or a story shared on a podcast. The message was always the same. No latex, no filters, just raw confessions. Fans laughed, critics cringed, and even those who thought it was TMI couldn't deny she's unapologetic. But that kind of unfiltered talk led to a bigger problem: the birth of wild rumors about her hygiene. Some laughed, others called it a case of colorism. But no matter the explanation, Sexyy Red's attitude kept her name trending. The first signs that something darker was happening popped up in frantic social media posts. Whispers said an STI sent her rushing to the ER, that her symptoms were so dramatic, her own team was trying to hide the story. More than just a messy scandal, insiders described it as a full-on panic, with missed shows, late-night phone calls, and growing alarm backstage. Fans watched headlines change in real time. Would Sexyy or her people clear the air? Or would the truth get buried under endless online speculation? Meanwhile, the jokes and gossip weren't slowing down. A lot of the first jokes were all about smell, allegations that stuck with her far longer than anyone expected. Many argued that only a woman with dark skin and a loud personality could be dragged this way, while others insisted stank is stank, and no number of excuses could change that. Sexyy Red, for her part, let the rumors fly, and some say she even played into them. But what started as simple online teasing took a left turn when Chicago rapper Von Off 1700 decided. His claim, the odor after his night with Sexyy Red was so bad it stuck with him, even after scrubbing down in the shower. Whether you found it hilarious, cruel, or just surreal, you couldn't look away. With one post, Von made sure Sexyy Red's name was the talk of the timeline again, now with a whole new stench of scandal hanging over her. But the tone soon changed from memes to concern. Claims began surfacing from people who said they'd been around Sexyy Red recently. Their stories painted a rough picture, rumors of multiple untreated STIs, with some saying her symptoms were more than just social media jokes. Unusual odors, extreme discomfort, reports suggested. People began whispering about the risks of leaving those infections untreated, not just embarrassment, but the possibility of permanent reproductive damage. Suddenly, what had started as online jokes turned ugly, and some feared deadly serious. The internet works fast. Fans, haters, and social media detectives started piecing together timelines, searching for clues in every post and video. When Sexyy Red posted a photo back in 2023, laid up in bed, turned away from the camera, and flaunting an ankle monitor, the guessing game was on. Fans zeroed in on Booy Bad, the one rapper who just happened to fit the dreadhead killer type. Except he didn't really have dreads and the timeline wasn't quite airtight. No matter, the gossip nearly wrote itself. Fans matched the monitor to photos of Booy, pulled up screenshots, and flooded the comments with speculation. All for a single mysterious picture and a risky caption. Booy Bad, seeing himself suddenly at the heart of a brewing scandal, jumped on Twitter to set the record straight. According to him, the post was pure fiction. When the rumors reached critical mass, DMs flooded, posts piled up, he fired back saying, "That's not my ankle monitor or my leg. I'm with my daughter. Find someone else to blame." But his denial only made Twitter wilder. Fans compared photos, analyzed wrist sizes, and spun new conspiracies. Booy even appeared, unannounced, in the background of Sexyy Red's music video with Glorilla. Was it just a favor, or a sign these two were closer than they let on? Every time they were caught in the same room, murmurs of a secret relationship got louder. While fans got lost in the detective work, Sexyy Red's baby daddy decided to blow the entire timeline up. Not satisfied with just vague posts, he took to social media with audio calls, screenshots, and claims that took things from embarrassing to brutal, accusing Sexyy of burning him after she linked up with Booy Bad. The exposure was relentless. He accused her of not disclosing her status to new partners, of sharing an infection, and even included an unhinged, leaked phone call to back it all up. Listeners were divided. Maybe it was all drama, maybe it was real, but the headlines didn't care about the difference. The story grew new legs. Sexyy Red herself seemed determined not to shy away, though she denied some of the claims, posting that it's not true, and you'll believe anything you see online. Her actions only fueled more suspicion.
I'm the raw dog queen, so that didn't come from me. Yeah.
Look for that. Yeah, like what makes you queen? I know a coach you don't believe in non-gossip shit.
I ain't gonna lie.
You just hate Trody, like you hate like that.
I do. And they make your coochies stink. And they stink. They smell like fish.
I mean, you gotta trust.
Smell like clay.
You gotta trust everything.
Nah, I ain't gonna fake it like I'm just raw.
The internet pointed to her past interviews, including one where she openly admitted to catching chlamydia not just once, but twice. In her own words, she explained how a breakup with her man led to new hookups, then a reconciled relationship, only with both of them popping up positive after a trip to the doctor. Instead of hiding, she talked about it publicly on Angela Yee's podcast, refusing to let the haters have the last word. The internet recoiled and took notes. But if you thought that was wild, buckle up. Rather than trying to repair the damage, Sexyy Red decided to lean into infamy, launching a line of lip glosses named after popular STIs. While the move might have seemed like a clever bit of shock marketing, the backlash was immediate. No one wanted to buy lip gloss named The Clapper, or anything hinting at real infections, especially when her name was fresh in stories about real disease, real risk, and lingering drama. What could have been a tongue-in-cheek business move instead cemented her reputation as the internet's favorite problem child. Sales flopped, and critics pounced. The cycle continued. More interviews, more shocking sound bites. Sexyy Red flaunted her status as the raw dog queen, joking about never using condoms even after being burned. "They stink. I hate them. They make everything worse," she repeated on podcasts, laughing along with hosts who could barely believe what she was saying. If you weren't following the gossip, you might think it was a comedy bit. For everyone else, it was just confirmation of every rumor circulating on social media, and proof that she had no plans to slow down. Then, just as the firestorm was heating up, another name entered the chat. Gucci Third Leg, yet another figure in this endless storm of accusations, surfaced with even heavier baggage. Stories popped up from OnlyFans creators, ex-girlfriends, even random internet insiders, saying he'd been passing around HSV2 without warning anyone. The details were graphic. Interviews aired on Tasha K's channel detailing women's heartbreak, test results, and group chats, filled with warnings about Gucci's dirty secret. Gucci denied everything, but for Sexyy, the timing couldn't have been worse. Word on the street was that she'd linked up with Gucci Third Leg just before his scandal broke wide open. According to sources who claim to know both sides, that single decision could have pulled her even further into the STI mess. Now, the speculation was beyond just who hooked up with whom. Multiple insider claims said Sexyy Red was now dealing with several infections at once: chlamydia, trichomoniasis, herpes, and more. Medical blogs and social threads pointed out how quickly health complications can spiral out of control if things aren't treated. The whispers grew louder. Some said her untreated infections had developed into pelvic inflammatory disease, a serious condition with lasting consequences for any woman's fertility. Friends and fans started to question if this was just another viral moment, or if Sexyy Red was facing a full-blown health crisis. And yet the blame game still wasn't over. Sexyy Red, according to people inside her circle, continued to shift the narrative back to Booy Bad. The claim, his infection was the first domino. Once she caught something from him, her defenses were lowered, making her vulnerable to every other guy she messed with after. But for critics, this excuse fell flat. At what point does bad luck turn into a dangerous pattern? And who's really responsible for stopping it? By now, the lines between fact and fiction were blurry. Some details came from direct interviews, while others were pieced together by internet sleuths and bloggers eager to feed the drama. More than one person close to the situation hinted that real medical crises are playing out far from the cameras. But with so many stories, leaks, and receipts, the truth remains elusive. Is Sexyy Red simply the latest casualty of the social media rumor machine, or has her risky lifestyle finally caught up with her? Here's where things land. Instead of trying to own up to her choices or clarify what's real, Sexyy Red is doubling down, joking, blaming, launching weird products, and refusing to apologize for the chaos she stirs up online. But the stakes are much higher than just TikTok jokes or viral memes. If even a chunk of these claims are real, we're not watching just another celebrity meltdown. We're seeing a crisis that could change the rest of her career, and possibly put her health and future in danger. So here's the million-dollar question the internet can't stop asking. Are we just watching another day in the wild world of Sexyy Red drama, or is this situation about to get a whole lot darker? Every new rumor, leaked call, and risky interview only piles on more pressure. With insiders whispering about ongoing health scares, and more than one rapper's reputation on the line, this scandal isn't cooling down anytime soon. In the end, Sexyy Red's story isn't just about shocking headlines or viral moments. It's a real-time cautionary tale about reputation, risk, and just how quickly it can all go left. Whether she finds a way to spin the negativity into a win, or this becomes the saga that finally catches up to her, only time will tell. One thing is for sure, everyone's watching and nobody's ready to look away. And just when you think this story can't get any wilder, somebody, somewhere, leaks another call, another friend starts talking, another name gets caught in the crossfire, reminding us that in this world, the truth is always just one rumor away from being completely rewritten. It all leaves us with a question Sexyy Red herself would probably laugh at. Who's really to blame when the mess finally hits home? And what will she do now that the internet spotlight is brighter and harsher than ever? Stay tuned. Because if Sexyy Red's past has taught us anything, it's that every time you think the chaos is winding down, things are just getting started.